Hello, Scouts of the Winnebago Council. Greg Muller here again for Fix It Friday. Colin is floating around here somewhere. We're going to find him later on in the video. But to get started, we're going to be doing a restoration of a rusty cast iron pot. Found this guy in the quartermaster. He's been out at camp for a number of years with some water. It's rusty. It's kind of gross. You don't really want to put your food in there. So we're going to make this look like brand new. One of the great things about cast iron is it doesn't matter how rusty it gets. We can fix it, bring it back like new. They last forever if you take care of them. To get started, we're going to put together all the materials needed. So I have my rusty pot. I have an old dirty rag that we're not going to be using for kitchen anymore. I have a power drill. I'll show you what we're going to use that for. I have a bucket of water. That's going to help wash it out when we're done with it. I have my wire wheel. That's going to be going into the drill. And I have a steel wool scrub pad, and this one has a little bit of soap and a little detergent in it. This is the only time I will let soap anywhere near my cast iron. Cast iron is a porous material. It means that it will soak up anything you put on it, and especially in this stage when we're going to be taking it back down to new, it will soak up anything you put in it. So I will use a little bit of soap and a little bit of scrub power to get the initial rust off, but after that, no more soap, no more detergents. So I'm going to get started on this. We'll do a time-lapse video and just work on this and get it back down to shape. All right, you can see with just that little bit of scrubbing how much goo and rust and junk is already coming off of this thing. So I'm going to take this over to the hose and give it a rinse. All right, I've got all that soapy residue rinsed off. That's going to be the last time I'm going to use any soap on this. Again, we don't want our food tasting like dish soap when we're cooking our bacon in it. So to go forward here, I got a lot of the main crusty rust off of this thing, but it's still looking pretty rough. So that's when I'm going to switch to my power drill. And this is a wire brush. Again, make sure you're wearing proper safety equipment. I'm going to be putting gloves on. These are safety rated glasses. Put that in nice and tight, get our safety gloves on, and we'll go to town on this thing and see if we can get it looking real nice. For a project like this, I always wear a nice heavy glove because if you slip up and run that wire wheel into your glove, it's going to eat the leather and not your skin. If you're using a thinner glove, it might just go right through. So these are a heavy goat hide glove. They're nice for a project like this. So let's see what we can do here. You can see this creates quite a bit of dust. So that's why I'm doing this outside. I don't want to be breathing all that rust in. All right, I've been working on this here for about 45 minutes. It's taken quite a while with this pot because it is so far gone. But as you can see, it starts to get down to looking like bare metal again. You shouldn't be able to see any rust when you're done with this. And we are going to go find Colin for the last part of our video here. Once you have all this done, there's no rust, there's nothing protecting it. This will rust right away again. So we have to season it now, and to do that, we're going to go find Colin. Finally found Colin, guys. And we're going to have him hit some of these areas that didn't quite get cleaned up with my wire wheel with a little bit more aggressive approach. So I'm going to take the cam from him and show you what that looks like.
Alright guys, so we're going to use a couple of different options. We're going to use an angle grinder with a wire wheel on it for some of the deeper areas inside the pot itself. And then we're going to use another angle grinder with a sanding disc on it for some of the more surface areas that we can get to. So always wear your safety glasses and hearing protection.
There you go, and you guys can already see how much more aggressive that is. That same thing took me 5 times as long yesterday just for the bottom of that pot. So we're going to finish up the outside here and keep right on going.
got a few small areas right around the base of that handle to touch up.
So now with these more powerful tools, not only were we able to get the rust off, we were able to get a lot of that pitting and scaling off that we wouldn't be able to do with the less powerful drill. What would be your next step here, Colin?
So now we're just gonna take it over to the grill and season it up with some high heat oil. I prefer to use grapeseed oil. It's an goes up to 500 degrees, which is great for cast iron. And when we're done with that, it takes about an hour, and we'll show you how to do it.
All right, we'll show you guys some pictures once it comes off the grill. All right, guys, we're back at it again this morning. We ran out of light last night, so I got my grapeseed oil and some paper towels. I'm going to wipe this thing down very liberally with oil, but I don't want pools of oil sitting in it. Just want it nice and coated. And then I'm going to put it upside down on our grill, so any of the excess oil drips out. Wait an hour, and we'll see what it looks like. All right, it's been an hour, and I let this cool down, and as you can see, completely changes the color, and this pot is good to use again. Thanks for tuning in for Fix It Friday again this week, guys, and we'll see you next week.